Ah, there you are. I hope you've had safe travels.
Yes, thank you. I see that you have come with your escort.
They have accompanied me this far, but they will wait for me here. No need to bring the entire troop and this carriage. We are only here to see if the Alliance is up to something in these ruins, not to lead an assault.
As you wish. You know the region and its dangers better than we do.
That's true. Should we be going?
Yes, let's go.
I hope you can forgive my curiosity, but how is it that you find yourselves in Peren?
It's a very long story. Alas, with its fair share of dark episodes.
Oh, I didn't want to bring back any bad memories. I beg your pardon. That said, if one day you have the time and are of mind to share this tale...
Not here. The walls have ears.
This is very odd. This bridge was in much better shape the last time I crossed it. We're going to have to find a less direct route, I'm afraid.
I simply wonder how this could have come to pass. I've been through without a hitch a dozen times.
Yes, it is one of the popular routes that merchant caravans take to come to our country.
This collapse is recent and seems provoked rather than from poor maintenance. Be alert.
Come now. If you believe that General Kurnaz is behind all of this, you're delusional. How could he know we're here?
You wish you'd never been born.
We're under attack. To arms!
Who are these people? What do they want with you?
They're communists. Traitors to the Empire.
And show them what we're made of!
enlightened be with me. I sense that my hour is near.
Your men have all fallen. You are all that remains.
You are cowards and traitors. This dastardly ambush is well worthy of Carminists. Speak. Who are you, and how did you learn that we were coming to the region?
I have nothing to say to you. But to these folk, on the other hand, I understand why you have killed my men. We attacked you without knowing who you were. But it seems obvious that you are not Mateists, nor are you men from the embassy. As such, I present my apologies. We are fighting for our faith, to overthrow a corrupted empire that hides behind its magic and is fed by handouts from Thélème. We are not your enemies. You have found yourself in the middle of a conflict that is not your own. You have business with the ambassador. So be it. But allow me to take my leave.
The ambassador asked you a question. Answer.
Who informed you that we'd be coming here?
May the demons take you. I will say nothing more.
Wait. Something isn't right. I feel a tremor.
What is it?
Let's show them what we're made of!
least I won't die at the end of a rope.
We've lost one of ours! I must remain focused.
The leader of those Carmenist traitors took advantage of the chaos to flee before we could question him. May the Enlightened protect us. What was that thing?
A guardian. One of those giant creatures we told you about. But this one was very different from the one we fought in Esquiara.
So General Kernaz did manage to create one of these beasts. Fortunately, you have ensured that it will never attack Dutan. You have shown great bravery.
We didn't really have a choice. What puzzles me is the nature of this guardian. It looked like those we have on our island, but a corrupt, tainted version. The Nadaig on this continent are very strange, and don't seem to behave the way ours do.
I heard about this kind of beast on your island. I never thought I'd see one here.
After an encounter like that, I can only concur with your opinion that this General's experiments are dangerous.
We need to find out where exactly this guardian came from, and make sure that the scientists don't create any more.
I'm going to go and get my escort. We're going to need reinforcements. I can't risk another ambush, or having to face another one of these beasts alone. The ruins are close by, and you are welcome to explore them if you like. But please be careful.
We'll try to avoid being seen. Let's go while the trail is still clearly visible. This is where the Guardian attacked us. Trucks head off in that direction. Look at all of these fallen trees. They've been ripped up by the enraged Guardian as it passed. These Alliance soldiers attempted to stop the Guardian in its escape. They paid with their lives.
These poor troops were not ready to combat a monster of this sort. How could they possibly brace themselves for it?
Trucks head off in that direction. Ropes and chains. They were trying to control it, but it was a futile attempt. There we have the famous ruins of the Astrians that the ambassador mentioned.
Yes, a stone's throw from the border with my country. These rascals planned their actions well, except for underestimating the beast's power.
I smell death. What happened here?
I'm no expert, but this one wasn't killed by a weapon. My guess is that it was the creature we fought.
Magic was used here, along with a wrath that is clearly not human. Magic was used here, along with a wrath that is clearly not human. Magic was used here, along with... the wrath that is clearly not human.
This document is signed by Zahid. I can recognize her stink. She is the one that caused us problems in Yuxantis. So she is now on congregation soil, still conspiring against us and others, doing the general's bidding.
Malikor, take the witch. I would love to meet her face to face, blades unsheathed.
We can bring her down. These documents will do the job.
The ambassador will carry more weight if she takes care of this. Let's let her do her duty.
Magic was...
All dead. This is a veritable massacre. No doubt, given the nature of their wounds, the Guardian must have done this. They came in numbers, but its power and rage must have taken them by surprise. Some of them weren't even armed.
If you hadn't have welcomed me on your ship, I would be as dead as they are. I'd have never understood what I was fighting against.
They got what they deserved. Let's move on.
We can't afford to overlook other documents as valuable as this one. We should keep looking.
It's fortunate that we were able to get a hold of these documents. It summarizes all the research carried out by Kornaz's henchmen on the Guardians. They include not only the notes on the experiments and their scientific theories, but the transcriptions of their interrogations. They start in the caverns of Eschiara and continue here with their experiments to reproduce the ritual. They were disappointed in the results. The Nadoig that they created was less impressive than the one they had dissected. Moreover, despite their efforts, they were unable to control it. They were hoping to train it, like one of their war dogs.
Those would be incredibly big dogs, and much more dangerous. I'm happy to learn that they failed. But I am sorry that one of your people was sacrificed to do this. At least they took all these crazed savants with them, and also Kornaz's hopes to repeat the experiment again. This time we've covered everything. Let's go back to the entrance to the ruins where Her Excellency will meet us when she's finished her stroll.
What a despicable massacre. Judging from the wounds on these men, I imagine this horrible beast is responsible. But where have they gone? You're...
I'm sorry we didn't wait for you. We wanted to learn about the Alliance's research as quickly as possible.
I can understand that. What did you find?
There was a camp here, as we suspected. But it was destroyed along with all its occupants by the Guardian we fought. There are no survivors. Many of them were taken by surprise. They must not have expected the Nadoig to escape their control.
What a waste. But if they were taken by surprise, they must not have had time to destroy or carry away the evidence of their research.
That's right. We found a number of documents they left behind. Without them, it will be hard for them to repeat the experiment. Here. This describes not only what they did to my people, but also their aims, as well as everything they learned, or thought they had learned about our Guardians. Without these documents, and with the death of all the scientists involved, there's little chance of their experiment succeeding again.
That's excellent news.
We also found other documents that specifically named the person who instigated all this in the region. Look. Her name is Zahid, and she's one of Kornaz's closest associates. We've already had to contend with her in Yuxantis, unfortunately.
I've heard of her. She's officially an Alliance diplomat who arrived in Peren a short time ago.
We suspect that she is also involved in matters concerning Teleme. If you are in contact with Father Cardinal Pius, you should tell him about this. He will be very interested to hear about it.
I know him well. I'll speak to him about it. Thanks to this signed document, as well as the other evidence you've given me, I'll be able to make our case to Prince de Vespe. Zahid and her ilk will have to answer to him. And as you know, the prince is not known for his leniency. I trust you weren't planning to settle your scores with her yourself.
This woman had our friend locked up and hoped to see us hanged for a crime we didn't commit. We managed to get justice, but here she is again, orchestrating the torture of our people to create chaos and war. You can use diplomatic channels all you like. But if we run into her, I won't hesitate to put an end to her.
I understand your anger, but believe me, it's better to save it for battles you can win. This fight will only hurt you. Let me handle it with the weapons I have at my disposal.
All right then. I trust you.
Well, if you don't need me anymore, I'll be on my way. Come and see me again in a few days. I'm sure I'll have some news to share.
Safe travels, Ambassador.
If I can be of any help, let me know.
I must leave you.
See you.
This general has a few screws loose. How could he believe that he'd be able to capture that monster and try to make others? I can only imagine what a creature like that could do if it landed in one of our villages.
We'll talk later.
I'll always be here if you need me.
Yes? Do you need anything?
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
the coast of the proud cities of the congregation.
If we want to reach High Prairie, we have to head northeast from Peren. From the hills, we can take the trade route that leads to the region.
rapiers are the sharpest and most elegant in all the realm. They are just...
Step into the light.
Halt! This is the Teleme Embassy. You need a pass in order to enter the premises.
I have all the necessary authorizations. We need to speak to the Father Cardinal immediately.
As your authorization's a little old, I cannot let all of you enter the confines. Go ahead alone. Your friends can join you, only if the ambassador agrees to it.
I'm not going to let my friends wait here in the street.
They can wait inside, but they cannot go up into the offices until the Father Cardinal gives his authorization.
Very well. Thank you. I apologize, but you'll have to wait for me here in the entryway. It'll only take a moment. I am certain that you'll be able to join me very quickly.
I pray that one day everyone will join in the faith of the Enlightened.
What you're telling me is worrisome, Master. Truly worrisome. You have done well to find me. This information is going to be extremely useful. If only you were my
From another.
I've heard that your island is where our Saint Matthias ended his days. You must feel blessed. Cardinal Father, allow me to introduce to you the friends to whom I owe my freedom and life today.
My children, it is a pleasure and an honor to meet you. I could never repay you for helping Fausta escape from the Alliance's jails and bringing her back to me.
Cardinal, we are also honored to meet you.
Fausta told me about the sufferings of your people at the hands of our enemies and what they have already done to you. Under the guise of civilization, these people behave like monsters, and you have all my compassion. As you know, our two nations have been at war for centuries. We should join forces against this common enemy.
Indeed, I have heard of it. There has even been fighting between your troops and those of the Alliance on our island.
Exactly. From Tir-Fradi to the plains of Duton, a trail of blood and anger has been wreaked by our two nations. Know that in any case, I will do everything in my power to aid you in your trials. But you must have questions or requests.
We need the financial backing of a nation or a wealthy patron to fund the journey back to Tir-Fradi. Could Thélème help us?
Regrettably, and I am truly sorry about this, I do not have the means to finance such an expedition.
Are the De Vesps the only family who could help us?
You could also go and see the Dorsays, especially since they are already established on Tir-Fradi. I don't know which would be easier to convince at the moment. One thing is certain. They will both ask for something in return. These people are merchants first and princes second. Don't forget that. And it is highly likely that their ministers will refuse to see you without a letter of recommendation from an important person.
Someone like you?
Yes, for example. But I hope you understand that I cannot give you a letter of recommendation unless I can fully trust you.
Thank you for agreeing to see us, Father Cardinal.
Wait, please. I have a favor to ask of you. One of our priests here in Peren has shown no sign of life quite some time. I fear something might have happened to him, something terrible. I would like to ask you to find him and to reassure me that he is well. I imagine that my request raises quite a few questions. Be my guest and ask them. I will answer them to the best of my ability.
I understand how you might ask that of Fausta, who you know well, but we are complete strangers to you.
It's quite frankly your outsider status that interests me. Here the people are suspicious. The game of alliances and treachery is very complex, to the point that no one dares speak to anyone in fear that our hosts might take offense. The De Vesps are sensitive. One faux pas can mean exile or death. But you come from afar and will not arouse suspicion, and your awkwardness will be more easily overlooked and forgiven.
You are hoping that our inexperience in diplomatic matters will be to our advantage.
I would not allow myself to judge your abilities. But I hope that the people you speak with will think you naive and lower their guard.
What can you tell us about the priest?
Jacquemus hails from the north of Thélème. He came here to care for a parish in hopes of maintaining good relations with Peren. There are many believers in this city, and they were in need of someone to guide them in their faith. The man is easygoing, a charmer, who loves good food and life's pleasures. Perhaps a little too much for his own good. But he seemed to be the perfect candidate to assimilate in Peren. Someone who believed in the goodness of the enlightened, without having a taste for the ascetic.
Do you know where we could find him?
Alas, if I knew precisely where he could be found, I wouldn't need to ask for this service. That said, I can show you on your map the location of his apartments. He lives right next to the conservatory. That would be a good place to start. Perhaps you will find clues that my people missed.
Thank you. That will be helpful. What could this priest have been up to for you to worry so much about a momentary absence? Had you imagined he might have just returned to Thélème to see friends?
No. As an ambassador, I would have been informed. Jacquemus, even though he is a priest, is sometimes led astray by worldly distractions. To put things more vulgarly, he spends a little too much of his time in places of ill repute.
And it's for that reason you fear something might have happened to him?
Precisely.
Is that the only reason you're worried? Please, the more we know, the more we will be prepared for any eventualities.
I completely understand. And if I knew anything else I felt could help you, I would tell you. But it's not the case.
I think we know enough. We will do our best to find your priest.
Thank you. And do go as quickly as you can, please. Each hour that passes adds to my distress.
texts of St. Lucius are fascinating. You should read them.
We should make our way to the music conservatory. Do you know where it might be?
To the east of here, just a skip and a jump. We'll be there in no time. Be very careful. The house must be booby-trapped. This Alliance man did not die in combat.
Would you look at that? This soldier had a note hidden in the lining of his jacket.
Look at this. Whoever from the Alliance wrote this says that Jacquemus stole something. Something that they seem to have looked everywhere to find in this place. I hope they didn't locate it, and that Jacquemus is still alive.
I'm under the impression that the Father Cardinal has thrown us right into the middle of a war. We really don't need that. Look! The floor has been scratched and damaged here. I have the impression that there might be a secret passage. Finally! Discovered how to open this cursed door. You just needed to move the book.
The paths of the enlightened. Huh. This priest has a vile sense of humor.
This receipt is quite odd. There is only one name repeated several times. Irene. Irene, again and again.
List of places. Did our priest have memory problems and had to note down the places he had visited? I wonder why he would lock up this list in a trap chest. This affair is becoming fishier by the hour.
I believe we've found everything there is to see here. We'd best get going. We should take stock of everything we've learned so far.
These documents paint a rather unexpected portrait of our humble priest. He was evidently involved in some rather shady affairs, and was looking into important alliance figures in Peren. People with the same imperialist notions as those we've encountered before.
I agree with you. Our priest had a very different role from the one Pius described.
And our jolly priest was a regular fixture at the brothels to boot. This receipt comes from one of the guards' whorehouses.
That's where we have to go. If he was a regular, one of the girls might know where to find him. I hear clanking outside. The sound of men in armor heading in this direction.
You're right. We should go before being taken for thieves.
Who goes there? Hey, you! What are you doing here?
We're not thieves, if that's what worries you.
Yeah, right. Go tell that to someone else. I'll ask you again. What were you doing in that house?
It's a good thing you're here. We came to pay a visit to our friend who lives here. But when we arrived, the door was open. We realized that our friend had probably been burgled. We were worried he might have been hurt, so we went inside, but apparently he wasn't home when the burglary took place. But you should search the premises. Maybe the thieves kidnapped him.
I see. Right then, move along. We'll take it from here.
You were very skillful with those guards. You're becoming a real diplomat.
Let's get back to looking for our priest now.
I've heard that your island is where our Socrates ended his days. You must feel blessed. I hope you're having a nice day.
Rapiers are the sharpest and most elegant in all Peren, but they are just as eternal. Armor as beautiful as broke. Looking for a new armor? We have some very good. rapiers are the sharpest and most elegant. All correct. They are just.
What's this scuffle all about? Ruffians.
Let go of me, you band of brutes! You're hurting me, and if you think that I'm going to...
Shut up and come quietly. You wouldn't want anything unfortunate to happen to you, would you?
Oi! Unhand that girl at once. She only plies her trade in the brothel. If you want to go, just step inside and pay.
We have no interest in her services. We would merely like to have a little discussion with her without indiscreet ears listening in.
Right, and my name's Octave de Vest. Let go of her and get out of here.
Things are heating up. Let's keep our eyes open. We might learn something.
Listen, we have it from a sure source that this girl is in cahoots with a man that we suspect to be a Thélème spy.
So what? We're in Peren, not outside. Have you forgotten that the congregation is neutral?
Neutrality does not dictate that we allow a dangerous spy from a foreign nation to operate freely.
One thing is certain, it does dictate that we do not allow you to attack women to satisfy your whims.
At this rate, those Alliance brutes will soon be drawing arms. We'd better do something.
Sirs, if you would indulge me. You really believe that a courtesan knows where you could find a notorious spy? If such a spy actually exists at all, he would be a rather unskillful spy if that were the case. And these girls couldn't care less about what their clients whisper in their ears.
I have to admit, we do hear a lot. Complaints about their wives, the taxes are too high.
It does make one wonder how a savage from Tir-Fradi could know all that. But you're not completely wrong. This girl doesn't seem to know anything at all. Sirs, we're leaving.
Thank you for intervening. Those maniacs were ready to spill blood in defense of their delirious delusions.
They sent chills up my spine. Thank you.
Is everyone all right?
We are, thanks to you. Thanks for stepping in.
You really fooled them. Like a true diplomat.
I just hope they won't come back. I get the impression they're not the type to give up easily.
And you're right. You're going to have to be very careful for the next few weeks. I'd double the guard if I were you.
What luck. We don't have the manpower for that. Irene, I warned you that hanging around with that man would get you into trouble. Not only could it have cost you your life, but did it even occur to you to think about the others? They could have been hurt as well.
I'm sorry, but who is the man you just spoke about?
Though we greatly appreciate your help, discretion is the cornerstone of our business. All I can tell you is that it's a priest from Thélème with rather unusual manners. The gentleman became enamored of Irene and came here often, a little too often in my opinion. And of course, his status and his origins drew the attention of those louts from the Alliance who saw him as a spy.
I'm afraid the only way to protect her from those men is to send her somewhere safe, far away from here.
And we have just the solution. The Father Cardinal told me about a delegation that is set to return to home. They will be traveling with armed men who are waiting for them outside the city. All we have to do is take her to them. Once in Thélème with Pius's protection, Irene will be safe.
That sounds like a good idea. She won't be safe here in the long term. What do you think, Irene?
I'd rather we found another solution. It's not that I don't trust your friend, Fausta, but it's the priest's fault this girl is in danger.
Father Cardinal Pius doesn't frequent brothels. He's a good man who only wants to protect his flock.
Maybe. I don't know him well enough to say. But I think we should find another way to keep her safe.
Let's take her to Pius's men. They will protect her, and she'll be able to start over in Thélème.
That sounds like a good solution. What do you think, Irene?
What a nightmare. I never imagined I'd have to flee the city like this. But I suppose it's the best thing to do. If you promise to get me there safely, then I agree. And once I'm safe, I'll tell you everything I know about my client.
Then that's that. Do you want to leave now?
If you're ready, we'd better leave now. It's not a good idea to hang around here.
I'll go gather a few things and say goodbye to the other girls, and then we can leave.
Don't worry your pretty little head, darling. You'll be safe soon, and your friends will be too.
Very well. We'll escort you out of Peren.
Be careful on the road. Watch out for those Alliance men. They may try to waylay you. And take care of yourself, Irene.
Goodbye. I've never boarded a ship before. Won't I be something of a nuisance?
No, there is plenty of room for another passenger. Don't worry about that. You'll be comfortable until you find a destination that is to your liking.
It's very kind of you to help me this way, in any case. Thank you. I'm not accustomed to people doing favours without expecting something in return.
You can thank us when you're on board. We're not there yet.
We're headed in the right direction. We'd better be quick, please.
You're right.
You're back? What do you want?
Were you able to present the evidence we gave you to the Prince de Vespe? What did he think?
I have indeed informed him of what was going on. And I have also sent a message to the Emperor himself. He was very impressed by your courage and sends you his thanks for saving our nation from this devious attack. As for the Prince, he was extremely interested in the documents I showed him, especially those regarding Zahid. The Alliance ambassador has been summoned, and Zahid will no doubt be banished in the next few days.
It's another blow for Gurnas. I hope he won't soon forgive her her failure.
I don't think you'll be seeing her anytime soon. The Prince has also assured me that he will send scouts to the other ruins near the borders to make sure that nothing happens there. I've obviously told him about your pivotal role in this matter, for which he is grateful.
We shall leave now, Your Excellency.
Goodbye.
Thank you for taking me on your ship. It's extremely kind of all of you.
Now that you are safe, what can you tell us about this priest who was your client?
Jacquemus? A charmer. A gift with words. But I loved him despite all of that. I don't know what he was up to in the city, but I knew that his only mission was not to spread the good word to Beren. He was dipping his toes into dangerous matters. He would brag about it, thinking that made him interesting. Imbecile. But I imagine what interests you is where he might be found currently, no? Once, He told me that if he ever had to disappear, he would go and hide in the hospice in the old boroughs. That is all that I know. I hope you do find him. Could you give him this letter from me when you do?
Consider it done. Safe travels all the way to Thélème.
Thank you. I will write to you when I've settled in.
Now that I... The arena is safe. We only need to find our priest.
Yes, let's go to the old boroughs. It's a dangerous place, but he must have reasoned that the Alliance wouldn't hunt for him there.